Ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
This is Rangaroo. Hello, hello, hello.
And I told you on Tuesday, it's Thursday, you'll be getting another monthly tournament match, and I am delivering here with Rang. We are in Siedlce. Who do we have, sir?
On left-hand side in the blue, we have AtkPower Gaming playing 352nd with a balanced income, and right-hand side in the red, we have Flix playing, IoT ready for booty busting, playing Group Tyurina with a Vanguard income.
So you and I were talking before the cast went live here about the whole idea behind 352nd, and that we don't see them, and it's totally a meme. Why is that, sir?
It's just infantry for an infantry division. Isn't that good? The tanks are, I mean, they got the AtkPower, which is cool, but that's really about it. Decent artillery. It's just better infantry division. Same thing Tourney. Tourney is not exactly a top tier pick either. They're a bit overshadowed compared to 44th, so this is kind of the battle of the underdogs, or the red-headed stepchildren.
Which is impressive, since everybody in the Red Army is a redhead.
Yes, they are, Khan. Yes, they are.
PTRS is, though, we're going to go absolutely just smoking through this middle. There's nothing there to stop them besides one Ostroupen squad. And a now dead artillery. That's
absolutely wrecked. That's a big kill, knocking out the IG-33.
Yes.
Right off the bat, and we're just seeing a very big push here from Flix right through the center. AtkPower trying to make a push happen up north. It's a bit more of a choke point, and he has been slowed down a bit as Flammenwerf has been forced to fall back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny thing. I always remember the whole 352nd kind of flavor text is they fight the war in the way of their grandfathers and fathers. I'm like, that's such a depressing thing to read.
Yes.
They're
going to lose that down. Roar as well.
Yikes. Ostroupen going down here in the meantime. In fact, there was one other squad that was supposed to be being brought on in. Oh, this is the 204. In fact, two 204s. Yes, I guess an anti-tank squad. This will go well.
Oh, damn. But it's quite interesting seeing the opener of this map, and no one's trying to push heavy down south. That's usually the area which people like to push, but Flix is just going heavy in center, and he's making very good headway, managing to rush into the opposing hill. That's a very good piece of terrain to get control of.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's kind of funny. Usually we just see anti-tank weapons being placed on that and looking to the east across the marshes that Frodo and Sam went through in the Two Towers. But getting across that, it's really hard to approach from the west. Once you take it, you have a forest, yes, but you have, like, what, 500 meters of open ground? Yeah, that is not pretty to get through.
And the main thing is that you can use that hill as a, leapfrog position to attack up north, which we're seeing Flix do a little bit here with the T-34s. Or a T-34, I should be more accurate.
True. And now we've got Ostroupen and Sicherungs trying to push away these Tankotesantniki and Strokis with SVTs. Probably not going to be too great. And let's check on those infantry fights in the Northern Forest. Tons upon tons, first of all, UT LMBs going down, those poor little Tumans. Ostroupen trying to lead the way, and probably get murked pretty quick. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. But once again in CQC, they do have the Molotovs, and the Strokey SVTs are pretty good with the SVTs. But I think this overwhelming CQC firepower should be, enough to be a decisive factor here for AtkPower.
Yeah, as they kind of get wrapped up from the flanks here. Like, there's 5 squads against 3 squads. There's 5 different ways to get suppressed, as opposed to 3 going the other direction. And we're seeing that happen right about now.
Yeah.
A couple of 7.62s being brought in from that. That's a good call. And 45 mils being brought in to help secure that central position. Although, against what?
The potential threat of tanks. Oh, I guess he's actually setting them up. That's actually a good idea to set them up in case of a counterattack. And he can actually move his T-34 somewhere else.
Right now we have a sniper fight. Actually, we have a recon fight with Superiors and Aufklärer, and it goes about as well as you would expect for the Aufklärer. And right now, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go for AtkPower, as we also have some Stewards going on in, so the cavalry is being called in even before the situation is dire.
Yeah, that is just a very effective breakthrough here from Flix right off the bat. And of course, the problem with 352nd is you're not exactly a mobile division in any sense of the word. No, up north we have 2 off-map artillery strikes on the same location to really make sure no one gets out of that forest alive.
I actually like that, though. The 76-2s, you're not going to get a lot of killiness, but you're going to get a lot of suppression out of that.
Yeah. He's not going to have a whole bunch of counterattack at Riv, but I think that's mainly... He's mainly just doing this to buy time so he can get some reinforcements up north.
But he doesn't need to. I just feel like he just kind of says, fine, you know what, you want to hit the north? I already have the central part of this position. It's 15-9, my friend. Good luck. And the Sturmoviki, Stroki squads, yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. I would laugh over here if the U-2 could actually get hit by an artillery barrage as it was coming in. Well, he bombed his own troops, so...
That was just the warning bomb to let him know that the actual bomb was going to drop.
Don't cross this line.
Yes.
Well, I suppose there's not a whole lot of radios on the Soviet side, so probably it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's a very effective way to send a message.
But there's so many... There's more armored vehicles in the center than there are in the entirety of the 352nd deck.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's an awful lot. I'm really curious to see... I mean, it's not... I mean, it is pretty tough, that position in the center. I mean, a good heavy tank or two could effectively, pick him off run by run, but it's also getting a good amount of infantry, and 352nd Infantry is just kind of all meat shield for the most part, to put it nicely. It's you got, like, Stoss Trooper and some, like, the Flam Pioneers, but it's mainly just all meat shield guys.
That's true, but one thing we haven't talked about with them, what actually they do get a good chunk of, is artillery.
Yes.
Their artillery is pretty sweet, I'm not going to lie. By the way, Sturmoviki and the Strokies being sent right back in to retard the progress of the German attack until the second round of artillery can come back in.
That U2 is needed once again.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I think the Stoss Trooper are going to get through before the Strokies and the Sturmoviki Komroti can stop them. Yeah, this is not going to go well for them. So, northern side might, in fact, go over here to the Germans until this SG-43 gets locked and loaded, which actually, yeah, that could shut things down for quite a bit of time.
Yep. Really for AtkPower here, I think maybe another good option for him is trying to push heavy up north.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the problem is it's northern flank to begin with. There's not a whole lot of flags. You can pretty... I mean, if you start moving southeast, there's a decent amount. But it's not great terrain, and also you're playing 352nd. You're not mobile. It's going to be hard for you to push up and get that territory. But it's really his best bet.
It is. And one thing I might actually kind of let this push on the opposite side to here, coming out with a couple of fighter bombers to support the ground attacks. Down south, for example, pushing back that tank with Thessaloniki. Yeah, infantry doesn't have a whole lot of support just yet to kind of force a surrender, but it's a start. It's a start.
Indeed.
Just like there's that
follow up through. We have all that armor down south as well.
We said follow up through. You mean from the Soviet side?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, too, let's be more fair here, because AtkPower is playing for that long game. He's looking for Phase C. Remember, he's not playing the Maverick as we're kind of always to seeing. Or Vanguard, excuse me. I'm so used to seeing Maverick. I see Mavericks wherever I go.
Mm-hmm. He is playing that balanced income. Now, once we get into... Oh, yeah, I forgot the AtkPanthers are actually, like, bloody expensive. 185 points. That is... I mean, they're not very good.
Yes.
Obviously, but... As we've seen in 1v1s time and time again, is that, the sub-heavy tanks are usually not worth it.
Usually. But we have been surprised very positively in other directions before. Now, the 76-2 is being brought into the southern side. I think this is good. Maybe bring them a little further to the west might be better to at least start putting fire into that Pack 40, for example. Because that Pack 40 is going to cause a hassle, I would say. So it's Sturmoviki quite a bit. At least he's getting the half-track out of the way, which is a good call.
Yeah, he needs to retreat out a little bit. And we've seen that little Osttrooping push, as well as the sticker rings. They're not going to make that much progress without any support. But, yeah, probably at the central kill, just avoid it. Don't go near it. Try to move around the flanks here, where As we see, Flix's position is a little bit weaker, and there's actually a few decent flags which AtkPower could pick up, especially down south as well.
But unfortunately, there's still the double BA-10s and T-34-76s, so good luck.
Yeah. Gonna need some anti-tank, yeah, like at Pack 38 to move up a bit. But the tank contestant Niki's also in that town, and he could get a pretty good ambush if anything decides to push forward.
That reminds me, the T4, it's an assault gun, yes, but it feels like someone took a P4 turret and just... Yeah, it is, isn't it?
No, it's just literally just an early model Panzer IV.
Okay.
That's just like a Panzer IV D or C, or it's an early in the alphabet soup numbers of Panzer variants.
Yeah, well, it's a short barrel, so it's definitely not... It's something earlier, I think, than an F, so...
It hasn't gone through puberty yet.
Yeah, exactly. Its barrel hasn't dropped yet. I'm not proud of that one, but it makes sense.
Indeed, it does.
The Pack 38 does get claim another kill here, and looking back towards the central position, Sturmoviki aggressing on the Siedlungs. The Siedlungs, again, I want to be champions of them because they're not terrible. They're just not great.
Yeah, not disheartened, Khan. So there's one, checkbox in your book.
That's true. That's true. But it's not something one of those things where you can... Whoa! Henshaw 129, picking up 2 kills.
Whoa.
Third one goes down to the Pack 38. BA-10 is gonna get killed here pretty quickly, I imagine, as well. And that southern side is now wide open.
Yeah, I definitely relieved a bit of pressure. We're still seeing Flix bringing in the infantry reinforcements. And if those infantrymen are getting to the town, that's gonna be very hard for AtkPower to get back in.
If it's good. So northern side, in the meantime, very concentrated. That works. Southern side, very concentrated. That works. 352nd was on the ropes before. They are under a bit of pressure here to kind of actually take some territory. But there's a possibility. It's still very much an uphill battle, figuratively speaking, in this case. But it's possible.
He just needs like a concentrated push somewhere, because we're just seeing like small, pushes of 1 or 2 infantry in any direction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the way up north we do see, a large group of German infantry here, which, I mean, on one hand, it's kind of hard for him to push out from that position, but he needs like a force like that just to try and push, somewhere in Flix's flanks, which are a bit weak.
Flix's flanks. Try saying that 8 times fast.
I'm not.
I was going to say, please, this is still a family cast.
Yes.
Northern side of Martha does give itself up for the cause. Not to do with a whole lot of claims here. On the southern side, this should gotta be decent enough and kind of keeping things at arm's length. But there's got to be a reduction somewhere in the central position, and we're seeing whispers of it. Austrians are slowly clearing the forest.
Yeah, and we're also seeing a pretty good reinforcement down south with AtkPower bringing in some good infantry into that town. So it should prevent the Stroke DPs and heavy Austruppen coming in to, briefly slow them down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, emphasizing the briefness of it is quite important. But 3 Stewards and 2 SUD5s are being brought on in, so it doesn't matter what you thought about that push, it is now not going to happen until that Henschel comes back in as a hero.
Yes. We're also seeing actually a decent corrosion of Flix's lines in the central position. I mean, there's still all the tanks here, which is going to be the difficult thing for AtkPower to deal with here. He's bringing in a Panzer Shrek to try to pick off a few of those guys. But yeah, it's just dealing with the tanks. He needs artillery or aircraft to bomb that to bits.
Actually, the Shrek has the range from the forest.
He does, but there's a lot of tanks, and I think he can only get 1 or 2 before he goes down.
That's a good point. It's a very good point. Now, southern side, there is a moderate bit of aggression happening here. Ooh, Stutt goes down courtesy of the SU-85s. They were both kind of hugging each other, so we see a little bit of stress on both of them there. But with the Stutt down and the Stewards being moved on in, heck, an M45 mil is actually getting danced across open ground. I'm not sure I really like that kind of aggression there, but hey, regardless.
It's definitely an act of aggression.
Oh, very much active aggression. The Shrek is being moved up. Question is, Tank with this Niki should be able to see them soon enough. Oh no. There's a kill on T-34. Back into the trees, my friend! No! You can't set up the firepower of that magnitude! Oh no.
Oh.
He's pinned down. But it's beyond Vanu to Bienvald over here, but I don't think he's going to be too useful as the match continues.
Yeah, it's a shame if he... I mean, it's also a tank of Taniki in the forest and the lack of good CQC.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you get Stern Pioneers, it's not too bad. And he really does need a few fills, just really all over the place. It's all of Flix's main positions are in forest, pretty much.
True.
Well, up north, we're seeing a pretty heavy investment here from Flix. A lot of Sturmovic's with flamethrowers, as well as the 76mm dropping in a preliminary smoke bombardment.
I like that.
I like that. I like that a lot. But Sturmovic's taking a bit of the scenic route here.
Actually, I was looking down at the south. I noticed that the Sturmovic's to the north, but I was taking a look down south, and one of the Su-85s was a Pack 38 that put right back where the other one was. So they kind of shoved all the viscera to one side and said, "Ah, boys, this is a good position. Let's stay here." Claim an Su-85, but now the second Su-85 and all of its little chicks with those stewards kind of sneaking around the southern side of that town. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, it's actually a very sneaky maneuver. The Sickerings would be in a good position with their pretty much grenade launchers to try and pick off a few of those stewards and the Pack 38, but B3 as well. He's got them right where he wants. Well, not really. Gets one kill, and anti-air does the work.
And I would argue the least important kill.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You can afford to lose the Stuart.
Exactly. Now, Sturmoviki. Okay, so the Sturmoviki squad was outside the half track. Was like, bro, it's a little warm. Jump back in the half track. Drove closer, and then the half track was like, peace, bitches, I'm out.
Yeah. I've done my job.
That has got to be some very, very, power move, kind of central right there. But it's enough to get them a foothold into the town.
Indeed. And it's gonna... If he can move that Sturmoviki through and start clearing out these Sickerings, then it allows his armoured forces to come on through and provide the oh-so-necessary armour support.
Absolutely. Central Pocket continues to hold because they cannot get that single Tango Descent Niki out of the way. Although I will say there's a Secret Rings that's trying to kill with a... Oh my gosh, I'm not going to try to figure out which vehicle, weapon system that is right there. But he had the potential to actually kill the steward, and he blew it. So, unfortunate right there.
He had one shot.
And he let it slip, you're absolutely right.
He did. Pack 38 down south.
Yes. Got a second steward, but he's now given up his life for the Fuhrer as well. Yeah.
Oh, but Sickerings managed to catch the Sturmovikis at least, so slow down the push a bit until Flix can get some more infantry. And it's not looking very good here for AtkPower game, and Flix has managed to definitely keep that momentum on through B phase.
I will say, there is no infantry in that pocket now in the center. There's a couple of Tanko Descent Nikis, but they are back quite a bit. The question is if first of all can see the Shrek, because the Shrek technically should have amazing stealth. He's going to get the Stewart, so he's got 2 kills. He's going to die, but he still paid himself off, so that's still talent, I would argue.
So 2 more tanks he needs to deal with. And the problem, you don't have, what really sucks with... Actually, you do have the Stug, never mind. But that's really your only, proper, medium tank. Apart from that, you're having to work with B1s, and then expensive Yak Panthers, and then a few Martyrs as well.
True, and it's still 16-8 over here, so pick up a couple of opportunistic flags hither and yon, and with... it's just a T-34, so he might win back that central position just in time, I think, for things to tick on out. Because northern side, we're going to see Sturmoviki Rocks kind of, let's say, retarding the progress of the Stahlstruppen. And there's this 2, which kills a B2. There's an SG-43 that was holding up the entire push quite a bit. So some small kind of unsung heroes here, I think, from Tyurina. But really, really solid play. Pushing early for that central position really, really shocked AtkPower Gaming, I would argue.
Yeah, I think also that central position is like a very good position for AtkPower to start off with, because it's long range, perhaps some anti-tank guns, yeah. Set up a, anti-aircraft and artillery battery in that rough position, and then you can just, slowly but surely try to play maybe for the open ground engagement. But that was just a good, gut punch right off the start there from Flix, and as you can show, it really just took a lot of AtkPower's attention and resources trying to get that position back, and in time for, well, the match to be over.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's getting a 13-11 over here, so maybe we'll see some kind of hero move where he just kind of absolutely shreds, and no, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
Because we have seen that before. The last second kind of pull out gloriousness. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case today.
And down south, there's a heavy strokey DP push, just decent amount of fire support with all the 76 mils for the last few seconds, and that should be a good game.
It is. So really, really well over here from Flix, just dominating that early game and riding that early momentum, I think, until the end.
Yeah, very close. Actually, not too bad in KD. It felt like AtkPower definitely got rocked in terms of point share, but he did manage to get a decent amount of... Actually getting more kills. I just realized I did the math.
Oh, you're right. Jeez.
Yeah, wow.
I think that's because, though, AtkPower is losing 15-point squads, and Flix is losing 55-point tanks. So
yeah,
check out the armored kills in this in a second. Smoky DP, SVT, excuse me. 5 kills right there. Selner, well done, sir. Or Shellner, perhaps. Other than that, that's really it. But on the opposite side, where's that Henschel? Because that Henschel had 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah, got 3 kills.
Mm-hmm. Pack 38 had a 4-pack. No, the Pack 38 got a couple of So yeah, we're seeing a lot of armored vehicle kills on the 352nd side because they don't have any armored vehicles to lose.
Yes.
And Flix did.
Yeah, you can't lose any tanks if you don't bring any tanks up to begin with.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah. Exactly. The Fuhrer can't get mad at you if it doesn't give you any tanks to lose. You're right. But any final thoughts over here between the meme machines that these two divisions are?
No. Just a very effective push here from Flix.
Actually, you know why 352nd lost is because they weren't allowed to place their bunkers. So that's game design that's an issue. So.
Yeah, and there's no beach either.
True. I guess I have to check that off next time. And on that note, I'm going to see myself out. So, unless you have any final words of wisdom or a dad joke of your own. Okay, well, folks, in that case, that's going to be it for us today. Until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.